you choked somebody. When you put your hands around somebody's neck and squeeze, there's only one intent. That's to seriously injure them or kill them. We put you on probation for this. And you're back violating probation for choking another person. What is it? 20-34701 is called the State of Texas versus Michael Anthony Resendez. That's you?
Yes, sir.
With Mr. West?
There's no case to
your attorney and the state's attorney? Yeah.
Yeah, there's
a
new attorney and there's new cases.
Okay.
Part of it.
And then we've got a new case. What are we doing today?
8 years, both of them, CC. Revoke them based on this offense, new offense, 8 years, and then get 2 years on this.
34701 and 20. Okay, so the motion to revoke was earlier in time.
Right.
And there's a motion to revoke unadjudicated probation in this 34701, and you are Michael Anthony Resendez.
Yes, sir.
And here with John West, your attorney. Does the defendant waive a formal reading of this motion to revoke unadjudicated probation in this 34701? Can we proceed in summary?
Yes, Sean, please.
In summary, this motion states that on June 10th, 2021, in this criminal court of Jefferson County, Texas, you were placed on 10 years deferred or unadjudicated probation for assault, family violence by choking, a third-degree felony. Is all of that true?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. Fine. Nothing pleasing there. I have an indictment, a pending indictment, 26 CR 1151, that alleges the defendant committed assault on or about May 16th, 2026. Allegation 1 states he committed assault and family violence on or about May 15th, 2026. Is that the same thing? Is that the same event we're talking about?
It should have been May 16th, is what my sheet says. They put as 16th, 15th is what it says on there, or?
It says 15 on the thing.
But
Yeah, it's on or about covers it, but that's the same.
It's on or about. I just want to make sure that's the same.
Yes, sir.
event we're talking about.
It's the
Okay.
same one, Jeff.
So he knows you're going to be the motion will be to revoke probation will be based upon the allegation of this new indictment, as so you get you by committing one bad act, it gets you in trouble in 2 cases. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
And they're going to be running together
That's their
in this. That's your plan. All right. So you again, allegation 1 states you committed the offense of assault, family violence by strangulation. Oh boy, that's 2 in a row. We have here on or about May 15th, 2026 in Jefferson County, Texas, which is a violation of condition 1 of your probation order. Condition 1 of your order states you shall commit no offense against the laws of this state or any other state or of the United States. And assault is a violation of state law. Do you understand what you're charged with here in allegation 1 of this motion to revoke probation?
Yes, sir.
Is this true and correct as it is alleged, sir?
Yes.
And are you pleading true and correct to this voluntarily and because it is true?
Yes.
Do you understand that a voluntarily and knowingly made plea of true to 1 or more violations of probation, that is enough to grant a motion to revoke probation? Your probation can be revoked and
My witnesses are served now.
you can be now found guilty of this 3rd-degree felony of assault, family violence by choking, that you were placed on deferred or regular or unadjudicated probation for, and you could be sentenced up to 10 years in prison. Knowing that, do you insist on pleading true today? Yes?
Yes, sir.
I find you are pleading true voluntarily. You understand and appreciate the consequences of pleading true. All right,
That's it. That's what was written.
where to begin? This is this indictment, what you're pleading true to, what you were placed on probation true, has the same issue. You choked somebody. When you put your hands around somebody's neck and squeeze, there's only one intent. That's to seriously injure them or kill them. We put you on probation for this. And you're back violating probation for choking another person. What is it about that? I mean, you could kill, this could be potentially, you can just run up a number of people killed. This choking someone, you shut off they have to breathe. When you close your ability to breathe, you can die. You understand that? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Why do you keep doing this? I mean, it's really not any less lethal than shooting them with a gun. When you strangle somebody, strangulation is what it is, which is very serious and inhumane. But that's to kill someone. These are loved ones, right? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Well, it begs the question, what would you do to someone you didn't know or like if you got angry with them? If you're going to strangle your loved ones. And it's another female. It's a different female, right? The motion is based upon, well, you were placed on probation for assault, family violence by choking a female, and now it's a different female you're choking that's causing your probation to be revoked, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. And if they die, we call that murder. You're looking at the life in prison. All right. On back to 34701. Again, you're looking at up to 10 years in prison and an agreement's been reached in your case where your probation would be revoked. You would be found guilty and sentenced to 8 years in prison to run concurrently with the new strangulation case. Do you understand? Is this your plan?
Yes, sir.
If I follow this agreement, you have no right of appeal of your case. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
I've never done, I can't even fathom putting my hands around somebody's neck and squeezing it. I've never done that in my life. I've never even thought about doing that. I think-
Don't remember doing it.
Sir?
Don't remember doing it. I was.
Well, but you did it. You're admitting to it. Were you on drugs or something? No?
I'm gonna get over looking also.
Good luck on finding a woman to live your life with when this sort of thing gets around. Like half the population are females, you know. That's who you prefer strangulate.
Do you have it?
Strangulate. But this is fixable. But you got to treat a lady with dignity and respect, right?
Okay.
This person Were you married to this person that you were on probation for?
We were engaged.
Sir?
We were engaged. We've been together 6 years now.
Yeah, you were engaged. I mean, it's about as close to marriage as you can get, but you pledged love and promises. And I'm sure this is a very good person. You lost them
I think it goes on last year.
as a partner who wants to be around this. You gotta, you know the difference between assaults and love. This isn't intimacy. This is not, yeah. I've been married 40 years. My God, I can't even imagine
Is there anybody else we know?
my partner of life. I'm sure these are wonderful people. Well, God, you've got to fix this and treat the lady like they need to be treated with respect and love. Hurt them.
Get them out of the way. 5 seconds.
Let me ask you, when you grew up in your household, was that something your dad did or anything?
My parents been separated for 23 years now.
Yeah,
Which is.
but I mean, did he commit assault on her,
My stepdad's used to beat my mom, and
sir?
my stepdad's used to beat my mom.
Was he a good person? No. Well, and your mother should never be mistreated by something, you know that. And so I don't want that pouring over to you as a lifestyle. That's not the right thing to do. And I'm sure knowing about it makes you upset that your mother would be victimized by someone, much less someone who said they love you. But don't be carrying on this bad habit in another generation. You make your own choices. You make your own choices. Fix this, sir.
One time we did this for.
All right, I'll show you what's marked as State's Exhibit 1, John Hillman, here on this. Did you sign that? Understand it? Discuss it with your attorney? Is everything true and correct? State's Exhibit 1 is tendered and
No objection.
without objection admitted. This states if I follow this agreement, among other things, you have no right of appeal. I'm going to follow this agreement on this. If nothing further, I'm going to find that there is sufficient evidence supporting this motion to revoke unadjudicated probation, to grant it by a preponderance of the evidence or greater as allegation 1 is proven true that the defendant committed the offense of assault, family violence by strangulation on or about May 15th, 2026 in Jefferson County, Texas, which is a violation of condition 1 of this motion to revoke probation order that he was placed on probation for, which states don't commit a crime. Thus, this motion is revoked and your deferred or unadjudicated probation is hereby withdrawn and revoked. Earlier in this case, when we placed you on probation, you had pleaded guilty to the 3rd-degree felony of assault, family violence by choking voluntarily. You were mentally competent to do so. You understood and appreciated the consequences of pleading guilty. There was sufficient evidence supporting your guilty plea to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. I now find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt from that State's Exhibit 1 that you signed when we placed you on deferred or unadjudicated probation some 5 years ago. I now find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt based upon your revocation, the revocation of probation in this case. And you were hereby found guilty of this assault, family violence by choking, 3rd-degree felony. I'm following this agreement. You were hereby sentenced to confinement in the institutional division of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice to serve a term of 8 years. You understand what's happened in this case?
Yes, sir.
We go then to the new indictment, 26 CR 1151. Well, it didn't fall into the trash can like like happened before, which is always I believe that's a message from up above when that goes into the trash.
They get into dismissal.
All right, and This 26 CR 1151, the state of Texas versus Michael Anthony Resendez here with your attorney, Mr. West. Does the defendant waive a formal reading of this indictment? Can we proceed in summary?
Yes, Your Honor, please.
In summary, this new indictment states that on or about May 16th, 2026 in Jefferson County, Texas, you committed the third-degree felony of assault, family violence by choking a person you had a dating relationship with. Do you understand what you're charged with here, sir?
Yes, sir.
And this is a third-degree felony like the other choking case that we dealt with on the motion to revoke probation earlier, which means you face a term if convicted of no less than 2 nor more than 10 years confinement in prison, and a fine up to $10,000 can be assessed. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
An agreement's been reached in your case here that you would be pleading guilty, sentenced to 8 years in prison to run concurrently with the previous case, 20-34701, the earlier choking family violence case that you were on probation for which your probation was revoked and you were sentenced to 8 years in prison just a few minutes ago. Is this the understanding of the plan in this case as well?
Yes, sir.
If I follow this agreement, you have no right of appeal of your case. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
How do you plead guilty or not guilty for this case?
Yes, sir.
Are you pleading guilty voluntarily? That is on your own free will and because you are guilty. You have to speak out so she can hear. Yes?
Yes, sir.
I show you what's marked as State's Exhibit 1. Did you sign that? Understand it? Discuss it with your attorney. Is everything true and correct here?
Yes, sir.
State's Exhibit 1 tendered.
No objection.
Without objection admitted. This states, as before, you are mentally competent to enter your guilty plea in this case voluntarily, knowingly, intelligently. You understand and appreciate the consequences of pleading guilty. You are giving up your rights to a jury trial and the rights to the appearance, confrontation, cross-examination of witnesses, totally satisfied with the representation provided by your lawyer. All true, so help you God. State's Exhibit 1, part of the record for all purposes. Pre-sentence report is waived here.
Yes, please.
I'm going to follow this agreement. I will find that the defendant is mentally competent to enter his guilty plea. You are doing this freely and voluntarily. You understand and appreciate the consequences of pleading guilty. There's sufficient evidence from State's Exhibit 1 admitted here to support your guilty plea, to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. In this case, I find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt of this third-degree felony of assault, family violence by choking the neck of the complainant. You are hereby found guilty beyond a reasonable doubt of this third-degree felony. I am following this agreement. You are hereby sentenced to confinement in the institutional division of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice to serve a term of 8 years. These sentences of 8 years imprisonment in each of these cases shall run concurrently. Do you understand what has happened today, sir?
Yes, sir.
And on each of these judgments, it will reflect that these are crimes of family violence. Anything else? That is all.
That's what my sure.
Do better.
Thanks, good. Thanks.
Justice isn't just about punishment, it's about learning from the consequences of our actions. If you found this courtroom breakdown insightful, like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next case on Justice Frontier.